Okay, so are we live? Are we live? It's all good. Shall we let some people get into the video? Join the Zoom, the YouTube live. Okay. Let's begin. Hi. No, sorry. Hi and welcome. No, sorry. Fuck. Just sorry, I need to read the script first. And we're live. Hi and welcome to the Bakers Review, Season 13, Episode 3/4, live. Okay, so Episode 3 starts and the Pork Chop Queens finally get to enter the workroom, this time to compete and not be at risk of going home within the first week. Within the first 2 seconds of being there. These queens had to take part in a runway mini challenge similar to the previous queens of a day/night look called Lazy and the Vamp. And for the main challenge, they had to write and record lyrics and produce choreography to RuPaul's Phenomenon. Phenomenon. And the runway theme is "We're here, we're sheer, get used to it." Up first to the runway, we have Denali, and she is serving you prom queen, lavender dancer realness. And I am going to give this runway look an 8 out of 10. Up next, we have Joey J, and serving you a black sheer fringe punk lesbian. I'm going to give this look a 7 out of 10. Next up, we have Kamara Hall, looking like pure radiance in a nude/clear sheer rhinestoned bodysuit caftan, looking absolutely beautiful as always. And I am going to give this look a 9 out of 10. Hey. Up next, we have Rosé, and she is serving you Glinda the Good Witch meets pastel fairy godmother of the ocean. I am going to be giving this look an 8 out of 10. Before we go any further into the video, I would just like to state how happy I am to know that people from around the world are taking time out of their day to watch my videos, and it fills me with huge honor. So thank you, thank you very, very much. But with that being said, please don't forget to give my videos a great big like and hit that subscribe button, as it would mean the absolute world to me. Right, now let's get back into the video. Next up on the runway, we have Tamisha Iman, looking absolutely stunning in a sheer gold sequin gown with front right ruffles effect. I am going to give this look a 9 out of 10. Up last, but certainly by no means the least, we have Utica Queen, giving you sheer pastel watercolor nature spirit meets Stevie Nicks. I am going to give this look an 8 out of 10. Once again, the queens find out that they are all in fact safe and no one will be going home this episode. However, this is the last week. However, this is the last week of everyone being safe, and next week someone will be going home. With that being said, the top 2 of the week are Denali and Rosé, and they lip sync to If You See Amy by Britney Spears. Both are incredible performers, with giving similar but very different experiences, whilst Rosé goes for the slightly more camp comedy theatrical approach to things. Denali goes straight into the dancing assassin mode, and they both turn out a fierce performance. When the music ends, Denali is ultimately declared the winner of the lip sync, and Rosé is just safe. Now, moving on to episode 4. And finally, the 2 groups of queens will get to meet each other officially, face to face. And at first, we get the illusion that there might be a bit of tension, a bit of who are you? What are you doing in my workroom? But that's quickly squished by a good old-fashioned Kiki moment between the queens. All seems to be going fairly smoothly before Elliot with 2 T's walks back into the workroom from behind a from behind a divider, and has some choice of questions as to why did the pork chop queens vote her out over anyone else. And the queens were fairly, how do I put it, honest with their opinions and stated that between everyone else's looks that they could see, stating that they felt the hair look left them wanting more. It wasn't quite as polished as the rest of the queens, at least in their opinion. However, Elliot went on to say that she felt that they judged her unfairly, considering that she was the last one backstage, and for someone, example, like Kimura, she was already secure in getting through to the next episode, as she already had a vote available for her in her Chicago sister, Denali. Tamisha and Elliot proceeded to get in a further spat in which Elliot said, "Why didn't Tamisha volunteer herself to sashay away?" To which Tamisha had something to say and commented, "They didn't vote for me. They voted for you." Moving on to the next day in the workroom, it was announced that this episode, the Maxi Challenge, would be an overacting challenge, and the queens were set into groups of 3 to film cheesy, over-the-top, holiday-inspired movie trailers for the RuPaul Mark channel. The holidays/movies and the queens were as follows: Valentine's Day and Misery Loves Company, featuring Denali, Elliot with 2 T's, Kamara Hall, and Olivia Lux. Flag Day, which I'm not 100% sure if this is an actual holiday, and I don't think half the queens in the workroom was too sure about it either. But their film is God Loves Flags, and this is featuring Lalaurie, Rosé, Simone, and Utica Queen. And last but not least, we have April Fool's Day. And the movie is April Fool's Rush In, featuring Gottmik, Joey J, Kenny Muse, Tina Burner, and Tamisha Iman. And this week's runway theme is Train for Days. RuPaul comes out on the runway in this stunning, sparkly green, asymmetrical gown, looking pure flawless. And I have no choice but to give her a 10 out of 10. Up first to the runway, we have Denali, serving you Carnival meets Quetzalcoatl ostrich feather for days fantasy, and she looks absolutely flawless. I am going to give this look a 10 out of 10. Next up to the runway, we have Elliot with 2 T's in a white lace bodysuit with a billowing white tulle train behind her, looking stunning. Wig is coiffed, mug is beat, and I am going to give this look a 9 out of 10. Next to the stage, we have Gottmik giving us the trans flag representation in a flowing sheer tulle bodysuit. She looks gorge. But does it say train for me? Not so much. I'm going to give this look an 8 out of 10. Next up is Joey J, serving you black pleather biker dominatrix with a long red braided ponytail, and her train resembles a long red pierced tongue. I'm going to give this look a 8 out of 10. Up next, we have this stunningly beautiful, the effortless Kamora Hall, looking statuesque, regal in her perfectly fitted golden gown. I give this look a 9 out of 10. No, not a 9. A 10 out of 10. Up next, we have Candy Muse in a red burgundy velvet gown with a split on either side, showing off her beautiful legs and curvy hips. I am going to give this look a 9 out of 10. Coming up next to the runway, we have Lala Ree, serving you Mistress of the Desert, Survivor, snakeskin trench coat, whose opulence with a matching bodysuit situation to match. And she looks stunned. So I am giving this look a 9 out of 10. And if you would just like to bear with me for just one tiny little minute. After Lala Ree, we have after Lala Ree, we have Olivia Lux, serving you Beethoven but on a luxury budget, serving you brocards, with lame fitted jacket dress with a golden train, and I am giving this look a 10 out of 10. Next up to the runway is Rosé in a electric blue pantsuit with some tulle in the same colour attached to the back. I'm not really featuring this look. Personally, it isn't my style. So I'm going to give this look a 7 out of 10. No, a 6. No, a 7. A 7 out of 10 sounds fair. Coming up on the runway, we have Simone, and she said, "I will give you the 90s meets the modern day, off the runway ebony enchantress with a do-rag for days." in this turquoise colour themed pantsuit with a nude peach backing to the train, and it looks incredible. So I'm going to give her a 9 out of 10. Up next is Tamisha Iman. Now, I like it, but it feels awfully similar to her daytime look from episode 3, and very similar to Elliot with 2T's train runway look, just in pink instead of white or red. And it is nice, but something about it to me looks a little bit more, and I know everyone hates it when this word is said, but crafty. So for that, I'm going to give this look a 8 out of 10. And this is what happens when there's 13 queens on. This runway was long, and I am so looking forward to seeing some queens sashay away. With that being said, up next onto the runway is Tina Burner in a ill-fitted, long, blue train conductor inspired, Thomas the Tank Engine inspired gown with clear sheer tulle on either of her arms, which is meant to be the effect of steam or smoke billowing out of the train tube, and the train track trailing behind her. I didn't like this look. It didn't do anything for me. I'm going to give this look a 6 out of 10. And last, but certainly by no means least, to the runway, we have Utica Queen. And she is giving you Carol Burnett meets Gone with the Wind, curtain, ball gown, fantasy. And she looks fabulous. I am going to give this a look a 9. No. Yes, a 9 out of 10. Okay, that is it for the runway. Now let's get on into the tops and the bottoms of the week. In the top, we have Simone, Rosé, and Candy Muse. The judges gave them fairly positive critiques. They love Simone's runway, and they thought she'd done fabulous in the challenge. They thought both Candy and Rosé done fabulous in the challenge, but didn't quite hit the mark on the runway in the way that they would have liked them to. whereas in the bottom we have Denali, Kamora Lee, and Lala Ree. And they love all of these Three Queens runway looks, but thought they didn't quite hit the mark when it came to their performances. And this episode, the winner of the challenge is Simone. And the bottom two are Denali and Kamora Hall. And they lip sync to 100% Pure Love by Crystal Waters. And Kamora struggles off the bat to give the performance that this song requires because she is trapped in this perfectly fitted gown, whereas Denali just takes off that train and throws it to the side and says, "I've got you. This song is mine." And she turns it out. All eyes at the back are on Denali from start to finish of this lip sync. And when the music settles, RuPaul doesn't even bother with the ladies, I've made my decision. She just goes in straight away. Denali, you turned that out. Shantae, you say. But before she lets her go back to the back of the stage, she let all these queens know that if they end up in the lip sync against Denali, oh, she pity the fool. But sadly, we have to say goodbye to Kamora Hall. Whilst you are drop dead gorgeous and stunning, it just wasn't enough for the competition of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 13. So with that being said, Kamora has exited the competition and only 12 queens remain. Who are you excited to see perform next week? Do you have any favourites so far? Let me know in the comments below. And with that being said, this has been the Bakers Review. Don't forget to hit that like button, comment your thoughts down below, and maybe even dabble on that subscribe. Until next time, bye. Ooh.